Blog Talk Radio.
Writing your book is the easy part. Promoting your book so readers can find and purchase it is the hard part. Welcome to the Author Chat Show, hosted by author-publisher Lynda D. Brown. Follow us at www.facebook.com/authorchat. And to contact the show to promote your book, contact me at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned and listen to today's show.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Author Chat Show. I'm your host, Lynda D. Brown. My guest today is author and interior designer Lynda Hunt. Lynda is the author of the ebook, A New Homeowners Start to Decorating. We'll be right back to chat with Lynda about her book after a word from today's sponsor.
PrimeStar Publicity and Public Relations is a full-service firm ready to fill the needs of their clients. Owner Helen Cook has more than 32 years of publicity, public relations, advertising, and marketing experience, and she focuses her professional talents on working with her clients' strengths to create customized, strategic campaigns, whether their needs are great or small. Radio, TV, print, internet, publicity, marketing, creating a social media presence, branding, client positioning, author tours, speaking events. These are just some of the services PrimeStar provides for their clients. For a complete list of services and other information about the company, please visit our website, www.primestarpublicity.com, or email Helen at helen.cook@primestarpublicity.com, or phone 903-654-0938. PrimeStar's home office is located in the Houston, Texas area.
All right, and welcome back to the show. Again, for those of you just tuning in, my guest today is author and interior designer Lynda Hunt. Lynda is the author of the ebook, New Homeowners Start to Decorating. Now, Lynda is the owner and interior decorator of Creatively Yours Custom Inc. and the author of 7 ebooks on interior design. Lynda, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Lynda.
Well, it's great to have you on here. Oh, great to have you on here. Since this is your first time on the show, why don't we get started by you telling us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been in the interior design business?
Okay. I have been in the industry over 30 years now, working at various levels of it. I managed a firm for a while, and then I went out totally on my own, and have been doing that ever since and just absolutely loving it. I have a family. We're here in Virginia. I have a son and husband and a dog here, and I consider interior design to be just one of the greatest things that I just love to do. So it's just been with me forever.
Great. And Lynda, what prompted you to write books on interior design?
Well, it all started when I kind of realized that I wanted people to have basic knowledge. So when we were working together, they would have a better understanding of where things were coming from. I wanted them to always feel comfortable in working with me and figuring out how things start. And actually, the way the first book came about, The New Homeowners Start to Decorating, I had many people who were moving into big, brand-new homes with a lot of big, blank wall spaces and, just basic carpets on the floor. And whether it was new or not, many a times they would be in there and thinking about all the rooms and everything they might want to do. It was overwhelming to them. And they would come to me, and even my son, when he bought his house, same things like, where do I start? What do I do to get this thing going? So in my head, I've kind of got plans laid out that and systems that I always follow. Everything has a system. So I wanted to first write to people, and this is, everybody's going to be able to get a copy of this free today if they would like. I wanted people to know how to start, how to take that big, huge amount of things that need to be done and bring it down to a manageable level. And that included what your wants were versus your needs. What do you need to have to start in the house now? And what do you want to work towards? Priority areas and things like that. So once everything was done, and there's a template in the book too to help you lay things out, once it was done, people felt better, and that was my goal, to help them feel better about getting started and having a direction in which to go instead of, looking at the whole forest at the same time, concentrate on the tree that's in front of you, so to speak. So that's what got me started on it, and feeling like I wanted people to feel a little bit empowered as to making decisions or as to understanding things. For instance, in my book on color, I have 2 books on color, and those you can purchase, or those are also tied to $44 online color schemes for a room. So that's a really great deal with those 2 books. One of the most important things there people would be asking about is, I need a color scheme. I don't know what I want for my colors. So one of the things I would tell them to do would be to go open your closet door where all your clothes are, and as you look at them, see if there is a color that comes out to you as more predominant. One of my clients, hers was yellow. So we went from that yellow, and it made her so happy because she knew that's what she liked. And we went from there and created additional colors and stuff to follow through. So the whole idea is to help people feel more comfortable in working with this.
Absolutely. Now, with that being said, 2 things. Number one, I truly understand how your son felt. Decorating is truly not my forte. So I'm also one with, unfortunately, large blank walls in various areas of my home. So I would like to, for those in our listening audience that are maybe thinking about doing a project at home or in the process of doing it or something, again, somewhere down the line, and have never experienced this before, would you mind if we go step by step on how that process works from the very beginning, like how to hire the proper interior decorator? Is this something that you do as far as interviews, all the way down to the finished product? Okay, so let's start off with how to hire a designer. So what's the best way to start searching for a designer, Lynda? Should we do a word-of-mouth referral from friends, or is this something like where we should maybe look at something like Angie's List?
More designers would be present on Houzz, Houzz, that website. And when you're on there, whether you're looking there or whether you're going to start calling some of them or just going to some websites, yes, talk to friends, but if you may be new to the area, you wouldn't really know too many people to speak with about who they maybe have used and liked and such. So first thing you would do to be maybe to find some photographs, and everybody in the business has a gallery of photos, whether it's online or I have both online, and I have a photo gallery book that I can take both. And Houzz is one of the places where you can go look at people and look at what they do, because that tells you if their style is similar to yours.
Right. Okay, and again, I'm sorry, Lynda, that website is Houzz, Houzz, as in zebra?
.com.
Oh, Oh, .com. Okay, so again, so for those of you that are actually online as we're doing the show, if you'd like to log on to house.com, you might be able to follow along with what Lynda is suggesting. Again, that website is HOUZ as in zebra, Z as in zebra.com. Okay, sorry about that, Lynda. Go ahead. Please
That's
continue.
okay. And you can do the same thing from designers' websites. Most of us have, I mean, I do too, have an individual website outside of House. House is just another tool that helps people.
Okay.
So whether you're looking at, say, my website and you're looking at my photographs and deciding, or my recommendations and testimonials from clients to decide, help you make your decision. Or if you're on House, you can go into Find a Pro. You can put in your town and say within 20 miles or something, and the people will come up that are in that area with descriptions, testimonials, galleries, the whole bit. The thing to do if you find a couple of them, talk with both of them. A lot gets transmitted vocally. You can kind of hear in somebody's voice whether they are open to different design styles or talking with you or have the time to, and this is really super important, to try and understand somebody's needs and wants. Because I can go in and design a room 1,000 different ways, but if I don't do it with your taste and style in mind, then it's not right. So you have to be sure you're talking to someone who is going to listen and to tune into you. That would start. Also check their liability insurance, make sure they carry liability.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, when they
come
to your home.
Exactly. And should we, excuse me, and should we interview like maybe 2 or 3 of them like you would like a general contractor if they were doing some work on your house? You want to interview more than 2?
I would say 2 is going to give you enough information, unless they're way far out there away from your style. Or if they come in your home and start saying, oh, sheepskin rug here and purple wall here, then okay, thank you.
Right. And are most consultations with interior designers, are they free? Should we expect to pay a fee? And if so, how much? Does it go by size of the project? How does that work?
Okay, so 2 things happen. Now I'll tell you how I work, so maybe that'll give you an idea. So obviously, for me to feel like I know how to help a client, say yourself, we would meet first. The first hour is free, and that's usually enough time for me to glean what needs to be done, what you're telling me in the room or rooms. I take measurements and I take photographs. And then if you want to go from there, we can go on by the hour after the first hour, because I just have to be able to do that first. Or I will come back to the office and I will work up a sort of a contract. And you want a contract because you want everything spelled out as best as can be. So I will create a contract sort of line by line, and you might have said in your master bedroom you need throw rugs that are comfortable, and you need a new bedspread, and you want floor plan because you don't like the way it's laid out. And then I would go on to the next room and so on. And then I can either do that kind of work. At that point, we can do it continue by the hour, or a lot of my clients prefer the flat fee that I will do. So I will figure out, based on everything we talked about, a one price for doing all that work. And then they can add stuff later on if they want. It's not a locked-in concrete price, but, if we're halfway through and they say, oh, let's go ahead and add this other room on, then we'll add that on to it. But this way, everybody's in agreement and on the same page and knows what's going to be done and what's going to be delivered. So that's bigger jobs. That's usually how I will do it. I will have a contract fee, one price. And that includes you find a lamp you like, you call me up and say, hey, Lynda, look at this lamp online. What do you think? No problem. Yeah.
Right. And let's talk about budget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
okay.
Let's talk about budget. Should the homeowner have a particular budget in mind? Or, again, is this something that's going to be decided once you come in to take a look at the spot that the person is thinking about decorating?
A general budget is good.
Okay.
Because then if I come in and it's just say one room, the living room, and if you have a general budget you're going to tell me, then I could say, okay, that'll work. We can get the room on that. Or I might say, okay, that'll cover X, Y, and Z only, so to speak. So you know exactly how far your monies would go. The other way around, if you don't do that, and let's say you're just looking for a little DIY, do-it-yourself advice, and you don't mention that up front, then that's going to be, a lot more involved after somebody's already worked up all these figures for you and you just want a teeny little bit. So it's better to be upfront about your budget. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, if I tell you $2,000, then you're going to be sure to spend $2,000. And that's not how it works. When I do design, I am looking for what creates the room of your dreams. I'm not going and looking for a $50 tablecloth. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for the right piece for the right room. And then you might say as the client, okay, go ahead and get it. Or a lot of my clients do their own purchasing there. They find something similar on their own, to what I might show. So, you have that option too. So it's always better to state that up front so we know.
Right.
Because we don't spend to budget. We spend to, and we don't even spend. The client spends to whatever they're comfortable with. So.
Understand. And is your fee also included in that budget, or is that separate?
If either way they want it.
Okay.
If they say include your fee with it, or if they say, no, this is my spending budget, I'll pay your fee separate. However the client wants it. And it's better to be more open. I know people sometimes think they're on the other side of the fence, but not really. It's better to be more open, and I want everything written out so it's understood by everybody, and it ends up being, a lot of my clients become my friends. So
I'm
it's
sure.
a nice relationship. Yeah. We're in I'm in their house enough that they're like, okay, stay for dinner now.
Right, and also you're working on something that's so personal, which is their own personal space, their own residence,
right?
And you do get to know them and their likes and their wants and their needs. Now, Lynda, a question. As an interior, and I think a lot of people have, again, that have never went through this process. I'm sure a lot of us are HGTV fans, where we watch all the decorating shows and all that stuff, and we tend to get some misinformation on that. Now, as an interior designer, do you do just strictly designs, or do you also tear down walls, create new kitchens, baths? Is there a boundary line between what a contractor does or what an interior designer does, or do they work together?
They work together. So if I'm working on your house and you tell me, let's, revamp the kitchen here. So I will work with you on a design, and then we will get, in that case, somebody who specializes in kitchens. And my input at that point is, now Lynda and I decided she wanted to have an appliance garage on the top of the counter, so let's be sure to include that. So I'm making sure that what they're doing, because I don't do the destructing or the contracting or the rebuilding, but I will be there to guide them in what you tell me and what we've decided how we want it to look, because they have sometimes a different viewpoint, not always what we do. Like I've gone and sat with clients at kitchen contractor places, and we've talked about different pieces and how they would fit and what kinds of sinks would be best for what they would want. So that's my involvement in there. But I leave things like that, or tearing down a wall. I would say to a client, if this wall can come down, and I don't always know if it's load-bearing or not, then maybe we should think about changing this. We'll have more open flow. and then a carpenter, and I know different ones, or they may have a general contractor of their own, comes in and says, yep, this wall can come down, no problem, or he may say, no, it can't, then we'll redesign something somewhere else. But I don't try to do any of the contracting work myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when and at what point, if you're doing a big project, Lynda, like, let's just say, finishing off your basement. The area that I live in, basement space is very important for either living space or living/recreational space. At what point do you need an architect to help you with that? Is that something that you tend to do too, work with architects when you're, creating new spaces or maybe enlarging spaces?
Well, that's something you can use, yes, because especially if you're building a new room, they're going to know more of that. So, yes, I will work with them at that point. In a basement, sometimes the client will want an architect first, and then it goes to me and the general contractor, the carpenter, after that point. But in a basement, I can go down there and say, okay, now you tell me, do you want to have a game room over here, or how do you want this basement purposed out? Do you want cabinets over here for storage of X, Y, and Z? And then you or I would have a carpenter contractor to come in. We tell them what we want, and then let them take it from there. But now I have one right now that I'm working on. It's a fairly new house, and we're just doing some really pretty modern upgrades to it. Not huge contractor work, but we still had to get them in to do moldings and electrical and things like that. I plan on being there. I've sketched everything, and they've understood everything, but I still plan on being there when they start to get things going in the right way. Because you never know.
Exactly.
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. So, yeah, I can lay out spaces and help you plan for how you want to use the space. And I could just thinking, well, if you're thinking this, then maybe if you have a game room, then maybe we need to have some washable surface tables over here so everybody can set down a cold drink and their potato chips and whatever it might be and not ruin a table surface over here. So we'll look for that, just to make it fully functional and complete for what you need.
Right. We have a chat from a listener. Their question is this for you, Lynda. What is the time restraint for maybe the difference? Like, say, for instance, if you're decorating a bedroom, and the time restraint, just general, how long would it take for you to maybe redo a kitchen? So a very basic decorating project for like maybe a master bedroom, and then the difference when you're doing a project such as a kitchen, a new kitchen.
So, right. So things like master bedroom, which aren't going to be, well, they can have some construction changes to them. You're probably looking at 6 weeks. Probably a little less than that, 4 to 6 weeks. If you're talking about a kitchen where you are doing major renovations, between taking out old cabinetry and old floors, and you're going to involve an electrician and a plumber basically to start with, you have to allow more time for that. So I would say in a kitchen renovation, you're probably looking, if everything goes well, at about 3 months. So it depends on the degree of how many people are involved in it. Like, some people will redo a kitchen and use the same footprint as their other cabinets. That's pretty straightforward. Other people are maybe enlarging the kitchen and adding a pantry and want to rearrange the cabinets. Then there's more to that, from carpentry and electrical and plumbing and such, and you have to rely on that. And sometimes if it's work that they need to be outside doing, you have to rely on the weather too. So, bitter cold days, it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Absolutely, and also rainy weather. We
Rainy,
have gotten
yeah,
our fair share of
exactly.
rain here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now,
And I kind of oversee things too. So
okay,
you
right.
might call and say, I haven't heard from the electrical guy yet, and I'll say, okay, I'll call him or whatever. But
Hmm.
I'm not the general contractor. That stuff
Right.
I can help and I can offer advice and I can be there, but I'm not the contractor controlling that. I leave that
Right.
to the pros. You know. And
Absolutely.
I know
You're
some
more
good
the
ones.
lead. Okay. So you're more the liaison between the homeowner and the contractor
If
while a
there's that
project
work
is
to be
being
done,
done.
right. But
Exactly.
sometimes it's
Exactly.
new paint, new carpeting, um, window treatments, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's easier to control because there's not that much involved in that. I can handle all that I have pretty much everybody on Earth's paint types. I have them. So if somebody's looking for
Exactly.
paint colors or color schemes, and that was the other thing that goes with the ebook. When you get, if you want to, well, you're going to get actually the new homeowners start to decorating. You will get a book on window treatments, ready-made window treatments. So if you're going to have to use some ready-mades, I tell you how to do them right, so they look good. And then also in there is a 10-point questionnaire on hiring a designer, questions you'd want to ask. So that's all included with the free one.
Right. And tell us how our listeners can get a copy of your free ebooks today, Lynda.
Very easy. Go to my website. It's on the top of every page. There is a box that you can sign up for it right there. It's always there. The website is, of course, www. And then it's 3 words together: creatively yours, custom, and then .com. And you'll see it on every page there, whatever page you land on the website. It's right up there in the corner. And it's a good way to get started. And then if you I have 2 color books that come with that you can when you get a $44 color scheme. I can do color schemes online. Now we have Skype and FaceTime and all that wonderful stuff. So it's and I have a couple others. One on small spaces, because small spaces are a lot everywhere, and one on being organized. So I've got a whole group there, and I'm
Absolutely.
thinking about doing a couple more, so more coming down the line.
Organization is really beginning to grow. Are you finding that's really exploding in your business right now, Lynda?
Yes, most definitely. You have to do that. You have to.
Right.
There's so much. I kind of make a rule here in my house: one big thing comes out in, one big thing goes out, or the equivalent of. So because you can't, but so much.
Exactly. Wow. And so for our listening audience that would be interested in your services, you're in the Richmond, Virginia area, is that correct?
Okay. But I do
tell us how,
around the country as needed. So.
Oh, okay. So tell us how we can reach you. Number one, to connect with you online, and you've given us your website with the free ebook. And for someone in your area that would like to maybe call for a free consultation, how would they contact you, Lynda?
2 ways: email or phone. Phone number 804-746-0255.
Okay.
They can email me. Would be Lynda at creativelyourscustom.com. On the website, there's also on the contact page, there's a submission form that they can fill out with some information and email it to me, and I will get right back to them. And it's a good way to start, too, because it gives me a little bit of basic ideas of what you're looking for. That comes right to me. I'll call them right back on that. I do online decorating and design, so there's people who will, we can work with photographs of the whole room and FaceTime and Skype, and then when we're all set with the design, then I'll send them a beautiful box, and in there is colors and fabrics and paints and furniture ideas and the whole bit. So I'm pretty flexible
Wonderful.
that way.
And listening audience, I'm on her website, and she has another service that she did mention that I think a lot of ladies and men, since we work the way that we work nowadays, and that's your on-site window treatment and drapery cleaning. Are you still doing that?
Oh, yes, yes.
That is big. Tell us about that real quick.
Sure. I was doing a lot of window designs, and you know they're an investment. And my clients would call me and say, "Who cleans them? How can I get them cleaned?" And you have to rely on the local dry cleaning, so to speak. And sometimes that was just they would come back damaged or ruined, and so I decided to add that service on. And being a designer, I was a healthy bit of skeptical learning it because I wanted to be sure of its safety and guarantee and reliability and durability, and it is. I have cleaned everything from silks to wools, and I have a crew that does it with me now, and I don't do it as much as they do. And we're all familiar with, and the other thing, too, is when it's done, we can dress it back down, put the folds back, and make sure everything, and we do it right in their home. Nothing comes down. We go there, do it in their home, right where it's hanging up, and it's done. So for those big treatments, you don't have to take them down. We do them right there.
And that's what I love.
Yeah.
That's the part that I absolutely love, Lynda, that, you know, because a lot of times just actually having to go through the hassle of taking them down, you know, wrapping them up, give them to the dry cleaner, and then the reverse when you bring it back. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, again, great service.
Yeah, we've done hotel ballrooms, so we're used to whatever is up there for the window treatments, and there's two products that almost nobody cleans, silhouettes and luminettes from Hunter Douglas. Those things we clean, and they come out beautifully.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's a special process, and I know there are some places that offer to steam clean or water dip things. That scares me because you got expensive window treatments up, and that kind of stuff scares me. This is true dry cleaning, no shrinkage, no damage. We do upholstery, everything, yeah.
Wonderful.
And we do it right there, and we travel with it if we need to also. You don't have to fool with it. You don't have to worry about it. It's done.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Lynda, believe it or not, our time is up for today.
Oh, my goodness.
We're already, we're pretty much getting ready to wind up and go off the air. This has been so informative, and we really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your book with us. And again, the title of the ebook that we're discussing today is New Homeowners Start Decorating. But if you go to her website, you can actually get a sign up for the free ebook. And then you can actually get, because you have 7 books actually out there, so they can actually get copies of all of your books on your website. Is that correct? Just download it right from your website. Great. Well, Lynda, thank you again for stopping by the Author Chat Show. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. And I tell you, I hope that, thank you. I hope a lot of our listening audience in that area will take advantage of your expertise and give you a buzz and have you come out and decorate their new homes from all their new book royalties.
Good. Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Lynda. I've enjoyed it.
Anytime, sweetheart. We had a pleasure having you on. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll chat with you later on the Author Chat Show. Bye-bye.
Thank you now. Bye-bye.
All right. Again, the title of the book is New Homeowners Start Decorating. It is an ebook. The author's name is Lynda Hunt, Linda Hunt. Her website is actually called Creatively Yours Custom, creativelyyourscustom.com. And she has right on the front page, sign up and receive her free monthly e-newsletter and get 3 interior design ebooks free. I'm going to definitely go on that site. I've got some projects coming down the pipeline that I'm interested in getting more information about. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back here tomorrow for the Sunday edition of the Author Chat Show, where my guest on Sunday will be returning author Miss Kimya Scott. She's going to be chatting with us about, especially for authors, how to get your book out there, how to jumpstart your promotions on your book so you can sell more books. So this is definitely a show. If you are an author that you want to tune into tomorrow at 4 o'clock, again, I'll be chatting with author Kimya Scott. She goes by the name Miss Kimya online, and she is a wealth of information, so definitely something, especially if you have a new book that you're about ready to publish. You want to listen to what she has to say about setting up a plan, how to create like a roadmap, so to speak, on getting those promotions out there before your book actually drops. So you definitely want to tune in tomorrow for our show that starts at 4 o'clock. Well, this is it for today. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll catch you right back here tomorrow on the Author Chat Show. Goodbye.